It's a wedding day at the image review on Dezi.life, and today I'm putting myself under the microscope. This is one of the images I shot for our bride and groom that are featured in this image. And as you know, I always try to look at things as a consumer and both as a, air quotes, fine art critic. So let's go ahead and start looking at this as a consumer. So I can definitely say the bride and groom love this image. Not trying to toot my own horn, but they did because I know they did. But I honestly, if I was the bride and groom, I'd actually enjoy this image as well. It's got this nice pastel feel. It's got the romantic dip in it. It overall, it just has this nice, vibe to it. It's symmetrical. It's got some. There's not a lot to distract me and go, oh, this is, something's wrong here. Or I don't look happy, or it just feels like a good wedding day. And from their feedback, I can kind of just admit that they enjoyed it as well. So, from the fine art side though, so now I'm really gonna tear up my own work, and I'm nowhere near as nice as the bride and groom were about it. And this is looking at it now after being removed from the image for a while. And the very first thing that's sticking out is this dated vignette look that I used to have. And I just wish I didn't go so heavy on it, especially on these corners. It's almost really obvious in the corners now that I've had some time to step away from it. And, it's just not quite, where it needed to be. So, continuing on, laying off the vignette, the other thing that I tried really hard to get it right, but I don't think I quite nailed it, was a little bit of this symmetry here. So I feel like I have a little bit of space on this side, but not a whole lot of space right here. And that kind of carries on over with just this angle here. So it's kind of like just a little bit off to the right. I should have scooted the camera a little bit over to the left to really bring this out. The other thing I probably should have done, and it took me a while to really kind of admit to myself that I needed to do this, was I would have removed these posts. If I had them here and really kind of brought out the symmetry all the way through. But like I said, being removed from this image in a while, this is actually sticking out like a sore thumb, and I should have removed this in post. And because it was a pretty clear, clean sky day, it wouldn't have been horribly challenging to do so. Definitely, and the fact that it's going right up on her back, that's a detail I wish I would have taken out. Now, the other kind of asymmetrical things that are slightly driving me nuts about it is this sun to shade variance. Let me isolate this. Oops. The sun to shade variance between the walls here. Had I paid a little bit more attention, I should have burned this in just a little bit more. That way I don't feel like I have this large white spot kind of pulling my eye down after I go down this image. I don't mind the leading lines coming in, and it's really well repeated across. I just feel like I didn't get the symmetry quite spot on. The other thing is with the overall oranges, I feel she was kind of fair skinned and freckly. But I do think that I could have spent just a little bit more time cleaning up the reds in her skin tone, and then also the oranges right here. Again, kind of going with this left to right side, it's really kind of obvious in the orange. But even because the orange, I should have taken that orange out. It's got no place in the color theory of this image, and it had very little to do. Now, because I'm a little off, I'm also including this here, and I just can't remember if the house would have been, symmetrical on here had I done that. But I feel that if I did, shift the camera over and adjust the symmetry, I probably could have gotten away with either having some on this side or not having any at all. It's one of the things where I feel like I could have probably cropped it in a little bit more to the right to bring in that symmetry and letting this line just kind of go here and not go into this weird, zigzaggy line afterwards. And that's kind of where my eyes kind of just tend to go. But for the most part, like I said, there's two ways to look at any image. And one is as the consumer, which they enjoyed. And the second is as someone who wants to study the craft. And that's kind of where I do the air quote art critic, because that's really all I'm doing is I'm still studying the craft and, doing as much as I can to improve with every single time I grab my camera. And I hope you guys do the same and really enjoy not just taking the pictures, but studying your own work when you do have some time to step away from it and enjoy it and see kind of what can you do to become a better photographer every single time you pick it up. And again, definitely let me hear your comments on the or your opinions on the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Dezi.life. And again, we are always looking for image submissions. So if you go to Dezi.life and click on the image critiques link, it will show you how to go ahead and submit for reviews. Definitely, we will see you on the next video. Until then, go forth and create something amazing. Bye.